It's Thursday the 27th of August and it's around about 10:45. Wouldn't believe it, I was up at 6 this morning doing some editing till about 7, and then I moved down to Tesco and got filled up with diesel and stuff, and at 8 o'clock I had my breakfast. I drove out to Parbold where I parked the van. That was at about 9 o'clock. I looked on the internet to see the bus times. The first one was at 10:23, but it took an hour and 15 minutes to get to Wigan, so I didn't bother with that. So I got on the 9:57 train, got into Wigan about 20 minutes later, been had a nice cup of tea, walked down past where I was yesterday when it was raining, so at least I got some decent shots of Wigan Pier. Not what I expected at all. And there was also a bit of controversy with the guy I was talking to. He said all of that stuff on the other side is just rubbish, it's got nothing to do with Wigan Pier. And you might have seen where there was a railway track that was like sticking out and curved up. Well, that was at the end of a railway line at one time. And the reason it was curled up like that, whatever it was, however they carried the coal to the quayside, that was the end of it, and they just sort of dumped it into all the barges. So that was the actual pier. So everything on the other side is just completely made up. This is his account of it, and I tend to believe him, to be perfectly honest with you, because it seemed quite a reasonable suggestion to me that they would call that a pier, even though it only stuck out about maybe 2 metres into the canal. But I'll go with that. So today my walk is quite simply back to Parbold, which I estimate is going to be about 8-9 miles, which is going to be about 3 hours. So with a bit of luck, subject to the weather, I'm going to be back there for about 1:45, something like that. Is that right? Maybe 1:45. And then I've got to finish off the edit from yesterday's walk. And I have to say, I know it all seemed quite boring, lock after lock after lock, bearing in mind that on the whole of the 127 mile Leeds Liverpool Canal there are 91 locks, and 21 of them are actually in Widnes. But just think of this, you might have thought it was boring, yeah, one after the other, one after the other, they all look a bit the same, blah blah blah, but you consider that was built 250 years ago, and you study it again and watch it again, and how did they manage without all the modern equipment, and how did they get it absolutely perfectly right so that it matched up entirely with on the eastern section, on the Yorkshire section, you've got the 5 rise locks, which goes up very steeply very quickly over a short distance, whereas that one goes over about 3 or 4 miles. How did they get it so accurately correct? And it's still standing, and it's still working perfectly well, and the only thing they've had to do over the years is just replace the gates. The rest of it, they haven't had to do anything at all. Yeah, they get 1 or 2 leaky locks and all that kind of thing, and they repair them as they go. Everything needs maintenance, but I think it's like quite fantastic to be able to walk that. It's just a pity about the rain. Right, I'm going to go now because I'm passing a big construction site on my right hand side. I'll see you later. It's absolutely dead still out here. The clouds are not moving, it's not cold, there's not a breath of wind, and I'm just having a 5-minute sit down and having a little bit of a rest and reading up one or two things about Wigan. And I am actually enjoying this walk. It's sort of shaded, there's trees more or less either side, and what wind there is, you can't feel anything at all. It's lovely, and I'm making quite good time. I'm doing all right, enjoying this, all the things going through my mind, and what am I going to do after this, and all the rest of it. Got a few complicated situations to sort out, but I always do. I always get there in the end. It's 12 o'clock now, and I'm probably about maybe 4 or 5 miles to go, something like that, so that's not too bad. Might be a little bit more than that, and there's a place called Apple Bridge where I might stop and have a cup of tea or something like that. And now I've got to figure out what I'm going to do later and where I'm going to go. I don't fancy staying in Parbold, not that there's anything wrong with it. It's a very nice little village, but it's just a busy little town, really. It's a big village, but I want to be in more open space, and I want to see if I can find somewhere where I can park, where I can tick my engine over without disturbing anybody. And it's being in a built-up area, I don't like the thought of someone coming knocking on my door. So I'm hoping that Ray might turn up in Liverpool. I had quite a long conversation with him on the phone last night. For you who've not met Ray, he walked with me quite often when I was walking around the coastal path of Britain, and we met in Anglesey, and then we walked on the Lynn Peninsula, which was really nice. And then he came up with me and walked, a fair chunk of the Scotland walk, particularly around Edinburgh, which logistically was a bit of a nightmare, but it was really good. So I was just sat having a rest and chatting away to my camera when these two ladies walked past. And your name is? May,
Jean.
And Jean.
Yeah.
And so what are you doing? Are you just going for a little bit of a stroll?
Yeah, we usually do about 3.5, 4 miles.
Yeah. Right.
Every morning.
So that's about an hour and a half sort of thing.
Or we have a sit down.
Or we have a sit down and have a cup of somewhere, you see.
Well, that's a good idea.
Like in our flask. And then walk back.
Good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, Apple Bridge is not too far away now, is it?
No, but it's a bit too slotchy today.
Yeah.
Really? What's it? Oh, sorry, somebody else walking.
Too much mud around the canal.
A bit too much mud.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's hardly surprising all this rain. I stayed in Blackburn on Tuesday, and it absolutely torrential all day, never stopped.
We were out last Saturday. We got drenched. Absolutely
drenched. It was dripping wet by the time we got home.
And I was walking down the locks in Wigan yesterday, and I got drenched then. I mean, all right, there are overhanging trees, so you can get a little bit of shelter. But that's an amazing thing, isn't it? Have you ever done it, the whole 21 locks?
We walked from where we live into Wigan and then walked all the way up along the canal to Hay-Hall.
Well, that's up at the top on the right, isn't it? Yeah, it's very interesting. But it's I was just reading up actually in my notes there that there was about 10,000 people employed at either side of that canal with the collieries and the ironworks and all the different things, you know, at the turn of the century. You can imagine that. And they had this huge chimney apparently where you could see it from belching out all the all the rest of it. But no, I found it very interesting. But I've got to say I was very disappointed with Wigan Pier. I expected something a little bit more than that. Was you one of the? Did you two go doing this Northern Soul in your day?
No, we were just chatting about that. I think we were too old for that.
Really?
Yeah, definitely. We've passed us by.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't even know. I can't even know.
No, I don't.
It's just when we
I've seen it on YouTube, and they used to dance in a really unique, kind of curious kind of way.
I think we were before that.
I think we're way before that.
Well, it's nice to meet you, ladies. You get on with your walk before he sees up.
Take care.
All right, love.
Way back now.
Thank you. Bye now. Bye. Good morning. Nice day for a cruise. Well, it's more or less 2 o'clock now, and I've not far to go now. Probably about an hour will take me back to the van. I stopped and had a cup of tea and all that sort of stuff. Thing is, you ask for a cup of tea and you get a pot of tea, and £2. All right, that's reasonable. But the water wasn't even boiled. You know what I mean? I don't understand these people. And you're paying £2 for something that's just not right. You know, it gets on my nerves. And I've just helped a lady through this lock. I filmed her not that long ago when I was actually at the pub. But she didn't want to be on film. She sort of turned her head away and all the rest of it. And she's just been through the steepest lock on the whole canal. And it's a drop of, I don't know how far, maybe 6-7 metres, something like that. I might be miles out, but it was very deep. And she's on her own, she's doing it all on her own, opening the locks up, doing this, doing that, you know. And I was quite surprised. Very nice lady, but she's just really camera shy. And I had a bit of a chat with her. She was really pleasant, and she's going to Parbold as well, as it happens. But I'm looking forward to getting there, and I think I'm going to move on as quick as I can to a slightly bigger place if I can as well, and then I can settle down for the night and edit this film. And the one that I haven't quite finished from yesterday, actually, the big one about the locks, I've still got a bit of work to do to that, but I'm just sort of slowing down the pace of putting the films on a little bit to let you digest some of these longer films. And I hope you're enjoying them, that's the main thing. So, I'll see you later. So I left Wigan this morning and I've hardly seen anyone at all on the whole walk. It's like as if an alien spaceship just whisked everybody off to another planet. But I've come across these people who are sitting here having a bit of a munch. They've got some chicken and bacon sandwiches and I can see some cans and stuff. So how long have you been sat here then?
It's only about 2 minutes before you came, to be honest, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, not long.
Oh, that's amazing, really.
Yeah.
So what are you up to today then? Where are you going?
Around the Fairy Glen Trail.
Yes.
And then back home. It's so exciting.
Right. I didn't ask your name, by the way.
Andy.
Myself.
Adele.
And Adele. Yeah, well, you seem a lovely couple. We've had a bit of I've told you my life story, but and is this walking a regular thing with you then? Do you do it?
Yeah, I think we quite often go on walks and
1 or 2 a month, innit?
Yeah. So
yeah. I mean, you're not far from the lakes and all that, are you? And all that. Do you ever get up there and do a bit of fell walking?
Yorkshire, quite a bit ago. So I live in Preston, so.
Oh right, yeah.
We went to where do we go? Just after
Derbyshire, we've been a couple of times.
Yeah, well, they're good places, aren't they?
Yeah.
I got a surprise last year when I walked. It wasn't last year. It would have been 2018 when I was walking around Britain. And you know, you come out of Blackpool and you go through Lytham and everything, and then you end up in the middle of Preston, and they're like bloody great big dock. I didn't realise that Preston had all this, and of course they've put all new apartments, like seems to be the customary thing against water. I don't know why they do it, but it's you know, I didn't realise that you can actually sail up and down the river and all the rest of it, and you know, it's quite amazing, really. Have you always lived in Preston then?
No, just about 3 years.
Yeah. I mean, it's quite a nice place.
All right.
You know, so it's well positioned. It's on the main line, railway and everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
The M6. It's easy to get at, but you know, I've never really come across anybody from Preston before.
I'm not from there originally.
Yeah, well, that's the answer to the question. From the Wirral, like I was going to say, you have got. I've got a mate in Ellesmere Port. Yeah. Well, look, it's just a little chat. It's nice to say hello, and you've got my card. Check me out and send me a message.
Will do. Cheers.
But lovely. All right. Thanks a lot. Bye now. Bye. Well, I bumped into Jordan, and I did see him earlier on when we were leaving Wigan. I think we left Wigan more or less at the same time, and he's been to Parbold, and now he's on his way back. But I mean, I've been filming and talking to people and all this kind of thing, so I'm a little bit slower, and I've stopped for an extra couple of cups of tea. So Jordan, do you do this very often?
Yeah, I do it every day. Yeah.
Every day.
Apart from Sunday. Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. And so how long have you been doing that then?
Been doing it quite a while now. I'd say about 4 or 5 months I've been doing it.
Oh, well, that's it. So you're getting into shape then, and getting a bit of weight off and all that.
Yeah, I'm losing weight. Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing. I mean, when I did my walk around Britain, I weighed about 13.5 stone when I started, and when, it didn't take me long to get down to 11 stone. I was right down to 11. I'm still about the same now.
Yeah.
And walking is probably the best exercise you can get for losing weight.
Yeah, it is.
Have you got a Fitbit and all that stuff?
Yeah, I've got my Fitbit on
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
So what are you averaging a day then?
I do 25,000 steps a day.
25. Yeah, that's brilliant. Oh well.
Yeah.
Well done. I mean, I see you got your Liverpool hat on.
I'm happy about Liverpool winning the league. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you are. I mean, they're one hell of a team, aren't they? But this dog wants to play with this stick now. Look, he didn't want to know me a minute ago. Now he wants to be. Real nice to meet you, John.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
Take care.
Shake my hand, mate. You're a lovely lad. This is Graham and Penny, and I think we can confirm now that I've reached Parbold, and I've been offered some advice not to stop at this bridge but to go down to the next one where the windmill is. And as it happens, it's just started to rain, so we won't go on long. Is this the kind of thing you do quite a lot, Graham, all this walking?
Yeah, we do walk here and there, don't we, around the local area?
Yes.
Yeah.
And come down here quite often.
Right.
There's always something going on different to see, and it doesn't matter what the weather's like.
Well, absolutely. And I mean, do you actually live locally then?
Well, about 2 miles from here.
Right. Because it surprised me. It's quite a lovely part of the world, actually, isn't it?
It is, actually. It's very nice.
You know, having been in Wigan, and I say that in all respect, you know, having spent some time in Wigan, and then you get back on the outskirts, and I would say this about nearly all of this canal. It's all right the way from one end to the other. You know, I don't know if you've been over to the Yorkshire side, but that's absolutely stunning.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
You know, when you get up near Skipton and that way on.
Yeah, beautiful.
I mean, I like all these houses. I'd love one of these houses back onto the canal. You know,
you would, wouldn't you? Yeah.
You know, they make such a lovely job of it all.
They do indeed.
Don't
yeah.
they? You
You'd have to have a boat or a barge if you had one of those.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah. Anyway, look, it's just a quick hello. It is raining, and thanks very much.
Nice to meet you.
It's very nice to meet you.
Yeah, that's very nice to meet you.
Good luck for the rest of you.
Well, thank you very much. I'm nearly there now.
Excellent.
I'm into the 20s. I just passed a sign up there. I think it's about 26, something like that. So I'm nearly there.
Be there by the weekend.
Yeah, Sunday afternoon I'll do it in style.
Excellent. Yeah, why not?
Because it's a nice weekend forecast. Actually.
It is. Yeah. Saturday, Sunday, Monday is supposed to be very good.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to that. Thank you very much indeed.
Pleasure. Thank you very much. Very best for the rest of your journey.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
take care.
So I've done quite well to get back here just as it starts raining. I'm only probably half a mile now from the van, so I've got no worries about the weather at all. It was forecast to start around about 4 o'clock, so it is a little bit early, but I'm not complaining. But I reckon that this is going to be like this now for the rest of the night. It'll be chucking it down and probably into tomorrow. I haven't looked at tomorrow just yet, but I do know that the weather forecast is terrific for the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that means I can more or less guarantee being in Liverpool by Sunday afternoon. And I'm looking forward to that. So, thanks for viewing. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.